Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second episode of Fighter and the Geek with myself, Seamus Devlin, aka the Fighter, and Lee Robson, aka the Geek. But I think we can both agree when it comes to boxing, we're both geeks, my friend. Before I introduce our guest, a special guest, I'd just like to give a shout out to the wind between our sails, our sponsors, Upright Scaffolding, a local firm, local to me in Padiham. Mr. Bloom's Black Seed Oil, amazing. Get hold of that. Get onto that if you don't already know about it. And ScotWest Shellfish, massive shout out to those people. So now today, ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest. This man had a 27 fight career, 23 wins, 3 losses with 1 draw, 8 knockouts. He held 6 titles, including the International Masters English title, which he won against Curtis Woodhouse, and the WBC Silver, which he got in a TKO against Adil Anwar. Today we have Shayne "The Pain" Singleton, Coln's finest. How are you, Shayne, lad?
I'm good, mate. I'm good, really good, pal. Thank you.
Top man. Good to hear, my brother. Good to
Cheers for
hear.
having me on, Seamus.
Yes, mate. Yes. How are you finding training, my friend?
Loving life, mate. It's tough, obviously. It's tough, really tough, especially with really not doing anything for 4.5 years. I went through a bit of a stage of pumping some weights and getting big on the weights and stuff like that, but it's tough, mate. It's tough, but it's what I want. I love it. I've missed it. I've missed it so much, mate.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know Shayne, Shayne's actually going back into the professional game now, people. He's been inactive for 4 years, but he's come back into the professional game, and the man's hunting for titles. And believe me, I've seen him in the gym, and this man is hungry. He is really hungry. But we've not seen the best here yet, Shayne. I truly believe that, my friend. I truly believe that.
Shayne,
yeah.
What I really wanted to touch upon. Can you touch upon why you stopped boxing?
Yeah, I got treated a bit shit. Can I swear? Can I not swear?
Yeah, of course. Boxing politics, I will say.
Yeah, I got treated wrongly in my last fight. I believe I won the fight. I didn't get the result. I didn't end up getting my wage. What we agreed, we agreed a sum. I didn't get the wage. I got banned for 4 months. For basically a bit of a confrontation at the weigh-in with my opponent. He clipped me and I've lost my head a little bit and run around the stage. Nothing from my side. I just ran around the stage. I got banned for that. Obviously the wage, the result. They tried to give me some gloves in the changing rooms that were no padding. I nearly broke my hands warming up. Then the ring walk tune were just a completely different ring walk tune than I wanted. You know, them sort of things. They're trying to get inside my head, and maybe it worked because I didn't get the result. I should have won the fight easy. I still believe I won the fight, and so does everybody else. But I just thought after that, you know, I've been boxing for 20 years, 19, 20 years. I thought, I put my life into this. Mm-hmm. How can people treat you like that? You know what I mean? I just thought, I've had enough. And
you lost the love for it, brother.
Went down. Yeah, I lost it. I felt like I loved it. I did a big time. I mean, don't get me wrong. I had some real good highs and then obviously some real lows. And I just thought to myself, you know, this is the time to get out. And not because I wanted to get out, because I love fighting, but I just fell out of love with the sport in general because of the way I would treat over that period of a few months, working up to that fight.
See, yeah. a lot of people don't see, because obviously the casual fan and obviously the diehard fan, they'll understand the boxing politics sides of things. But can you just elaborate on how because you don't obviously hear this very often. You don't get to hear the dirty side of boxing. Like the dirty side of boxing is a secret. Do you know what I mean? Like you said, the tricks that they try to play on you. Yeah, those are normal things. What would happen in a fight, but psychologically, it had a major effect on you. So major effect. So
massive, probably more than anybody will understand where my life went to once I finished boxing. I was scared to finish boxing. I'll be honest with you, I was a bit of a bit of an egg case as a youngster. You know, sort of boxing, and I was scared of where I was going to go and what I was going to do after boxing. And don't get me wrong, mate. Since that, it was probably worth being scared about, quite honest with you, because I've been down in the dumps, I've been in the trenches, and I'm just happy now. I've got myself back out before making a decision to fight again. If you'd have asked me 2 years ago, I'd have said, yeah, I want to fight again. I probably wanted to fight for the wrong reason, to get out of the situation that I were in. I'm out of that situation. That's been gone. You know, I had a big crash after boxing. I'll be honest, big crash from, you know, fighting at MEN Arena, fighting on Sky Sports, and then knocking nails in on a roof, freezing. You know, it's like, wow, what's my life sort of thing. Crashed, pulled myself out of it now. Got back on top, training kids, training adults down at a gym in Colne, and life's good. And I thought, you know what, I love it again.
I could see it was that missing piece, Shayne. I mean, even over the last year or two, mate, I could see that fire was still burning. Yeah. I could see it, mate. It was still burning, mate. And I knew with, what is it, 31 now, 32, Shayne? And I knew you're still at that age, you know what I mean? You're a lot wiser now. You've got all that experience behind you, but physically, you're still in tune, you know what I mean? You're still in good shape. So it's going to be interesting to see where you go with it, my brother. But for the people that don't know as well, Shayne, how many amateur fights did you have, mate?
About 36, I think, mate.
36 amateur fights. Any notable, mentionable names that you fought there in your amateur career?
Terry Flanagan went on to win world title.
Wow.
I beat Terry Flanagan twice.
Yes, man.
Really wow. I boxed Ronnie Efron.
Yeah.
I couldn't get through Ronnie Efron, though, I'll be honest with that. You know what I mean? He was like a man before anybody else. Sort of thing. Like, I was still a boy when I was 19, me. You know, he was a boy, he was a man when he was 14.
There was a lot of hype about Ronnie as well, weren't there? In the amateurs before he turned pro. I mean, when he turned over pro, he was making a lot of noise. There was a lot of hype about him. So yeah, decent fighter. I think he fought at Williams, didn't he, at one point?
I'm very sure he did.
I think both F1s have fought Liam Williams. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, correct. But yes, he had 36 amateur fights.
36, yeah.
What would you say was your toughest bout out of all those?
In the amateurs?
Yeah.
Anthony Leake from Manchester. I boxed him twice and all, and he beat me twice. Efron, I think I boxed him twice. He beat me twice. And Anthony Leake, I boxed him twice. He beat me twice. First time I boxed him, I had 4 fights, and I went into the junior ABAs. And they said, "Oh, you're fighting Anthony Leake, like Lecky," and he's like this big young star from Manchester, and walking around with a swagger, and they were like, it was scary to just look at. And I went in.
Yeah.
Honestly, I got stopped in the first fight with him because of blood from my nose. Don't get me wrong, he was probably going to go on and win the fight anyway. Obviously, rest in peace, his dad. He just lost his dad a little bit before that. So rest in peace to his dad. And obviously, he's come in the ring to fight me. I'll never forget it. Obviously, he's got all that inside, and he battered me. Don't get me wrong, he battered me. But obviously, the referee stopped it because of the amount of blood coming from the nose. But I wanted to fight. I'm a little bit crazy. Like, he battered me. Don't get me wrong. But I wanted to fight him again. Anyway, I did fight him again at the Velodrome in Manchester, and the fight was nip and took the second time round. You know, a bit addicts. You know, a bit better, and I've learned and what have you. But yeah, I'd probably go as far as saying my first fight against Anthony Lee was probably the toughest fight of my amateur career. Yeah.
Just for the casual fan out there, obviously. The system back then, the rules in the amateurs, any sight of blood, like I've experienced it in the first time the very first fight and only fight that I had, like as soon as they see that blood, they wipe it to stop the fight, put you in the corner. So I understand where you're coming from. Yeah.
I went and had operation on my nose to stop it bleeding. So I used to just get caught and it'd just bleed. So after that part, I thought it sickened me, you know what I mean? I'd never want stopping. Obviously, I got stopped a couple of times in the pros. Never wanted stopping if I could carry on. But I got stopped because of blood, and that's it. Not because I was wobbling, not because I've been dropped, not because I was hurt. So it was frustrating time for me, that loss there. But yeah, he was tough man.
Did you go on any type of long, winning streak when you were on the amateurs?
I think so. I can't just remember, to be honest. But I think, I did go on a mad winning streak. I think I might have done 8 or 9 on the bounce or something. But I just always seem to come across these top fighters. But I say no to them. You know what I mean? I went into junior ABAs after 4 fights. I think there were lads in there that had like 60, 70 fights. But just didn't bother me. I just wanted to be in, and still same to this day as it were 4 years ago when I was fighting. Just you put a name to me, and I'll just say I just like Curtis ringing me up last week, telling me we're going to Sheffield to spar number 7 rank in Britain.
Oh, mate, that was fun. I think was it 22 degrees in there, Shayne?
Say that again.
It was 22 degrees in there, weren't it? I believe. Was it? Oh, yeah.
I've been on sofa for 4.5 years. I've been back in gym 2 weeks, and he's saying we're going Sheffield. 7 ranking.
And he agreed.
Yeah, let's go.
Just yapping a reflex, mate.
Just not right. I'm not screwed up. And I thought, oh, should I be doing this? I questioned myself. I'm a little bit older now, a little bit wiser. I wouldn't be questioning myself 5 years ago. I thought, do I need this so soon? I've been back in gym 2 weeks from having 4.5 years out. Do I need this? I thought, yeah, let's see. Because I'd answer my questions then. I'd answer the questions, is this right for me now after being out? And I went up there and I answered the questions. You were there, Seamus, Curtis were there, and I believe I ticked my boxes and I go on and I questioned it and the answer was straight there, bang, straight away.
100%, yeah.
You've trained today, haven't you?
Yeah.
Sorry,
session today. I'm ruined now.
Yeah, Seamus said you've put in a book.
What a
session.
Unreal, mate, unreal.
And now I'm in Clitheroe on my bike because I've just had to drop car off at tow bar fitting, so I've just had to drive a few miles down into Clitheroe and getting Costa to do this for you boys.
Top man. Another thing, Shayne, me and Lee always often talk about the grassroots as well. How integral, for anyone that wants to turn over as an idea of getting, especially young lads that have got time on the side, how integral, important would you say it is to go the grassroots first?
Oh, yeah, you've got to do it, man. It's massively important. Are you talking grassroots as in them first 8 to 10 fights where you've got to fight?
Yeah.
And then on the road, the journeyman. Got to do it, mate. The experience you learn from them is unbelievable. People going about fighting somebody that's won 2 and lost 37. You know how journeymen work, but them guys are tough guys, mate. And they actually, you might a couple of times. It'll come to me in a minute, but I remember fighting. Something thought might be Jonathan thought maybe something. Anyway, but long story short, remember going in with him, a journeyman, losing record. Went in, mate. I dived into him and bang, he caught me with a shot on the top of the head. And I thought, you know what I mean? Just compose yourself a little bit. All right, he's lost however many fights, but he's still there and he's still throwing punches. So then, at the learning parts, the next fight, I might not have rushed in like that. I might have thought about it first.
Exactly, Shayne. I'm glad you talked about that, mate. I say this often when people don't really understand the journeyman's role. A lot of the time, we're there to teach the prospect a lesson, because every journeyman comes with a different style. Some of them more negative style. They get on the bike and they use the footwork. They utilise the space in the ring. Some of them are a bit more. They hold the centre. They tuck up tight. Yeah. Some of them are very defensive. Some of them are quite aggressive. You get different types, but you'll learn something from each one of these. And that's 100%. What a lot of people don't understand. You can look at a guy's record and see, like you said, 2 and 37 and think, well, he's not very good. But he'll know all the tricks of the trade and that invaluable experience he's picked up along the way. They're dangerous. I mean, look at these guys. Big shout out to William Warburton. I study that guy every week. Willie Warburton, Peter Buckley. These guys were amazing at slowing prospects down and teaching them a thing, keeping them honest. So, yeah, they are a massively integral role.
You need them. I always say professional boxing is a marathon and not a sprint.
Yes.
I think I did. I mean, don't get me wrong. My first fight, he won 1, lost 2 or something like that. My second fight, I probably call it a step up because he run box. We didn't know if we were going to be the next bloody Ricky, and we didn't know if we were going to be the next journeyman. We didn't know what it were going to be. So I took a risk in my second fight with fighting somebody unboxed. But obviously, I went on and knocked him out in a couple of rounds, I think. But I think my next step up might have been 8 to 10 fights. Do you know what I mean? It's frustrating. Not frustrating. You could call it a little bit frustrating, as it were for me, because I wanted good opponents. But now I'm past all that and I'm through all that, and I realise that you need them fights.
Yeah.
3-minute rounds. Amateurs, I think amateurs are doing 3-minute rounds now. I'm not 100%. But now it was 2-minute rounds, 1.5 minute rounds, 2-minute rounds, 3 rounds. It's moving 3-minute rounds and doing 4 threes or 6 threes this is where you need the rounds for the experience of these journeymen. You know what I mean?
100%.
To test you in that sort of thing.
Yeah, as they say, mate, you can't jump levels and you can't cheat it, can you, mate? Experience is invaluable. It's invaluable. I mean, I can say myself from that, and it's only July 30th I made my debut, and I already feel like a different fighter 6-7 months on. I feel like a different fighter. That experience is invaluable. You learn so much from it. It's gold dust, mate. Absolute gold dust. Shayne, what would you say, my friend, was your finest moment in your professional career?
Oh God. It's a tight one because Curtis Woodhouse, English title, first major step up. Yeah, I won a few titles on my way up, but
Yeah,
English.
Sorry for interrupting, because you went on a really, really good run as a professional. You were, I believe you were 20. 20 in a row, yeah. Yeah, you went on a real good run, man. Real good run.
I was 14 and 0 before I fought Woodhouse.
Yes, that's what it was.
I lost 4 rounds against Woodhouse after 14 fights, and then I went on to having 20 fights and still only losing 4 rounds. 4 rounds in 20 fights, and I think 3 of them were 10 rounders.
Wow.
4 rounds in 20 fights. I think it
That's a serious statistic, that, especially when you look at the resume as well, and some of the journeymen on the way up that he fought. That's quite impressive. That, I mean, that's
very impressive.
That's seriously impressive. That, mate, that's a serious stat.
Yeah. I hope to that. It's a good in that. I mean, not losing around 14 fights. Obviously, Curtis Woodhouse came in and we had a war. I won the fight by 1 round over a 10 round fight. Obviously, he took 4 rounds. He took 4 rounds out of that fight. And then I went on to 20 and 0, and then fought Sam Eggington, and then that's where my career just went and just took a bit of a stall.
Bit of a nosedive.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. How? Because going on a fantastic run like that, your confidence must be absolutely out of the roof. It must be you walking around with a swagger. That's just
confidence were booming, but I've always kept my feet on the ground. Me, Seamus will tell you, you could come with me. You could probably meet. Say we met on a night out, when I was finished or whatever. I wouldn't tell you I were a boxer. It's not something. It's not in my. If you know me for what I've done, fair enough. If you don't know me, I'm Shayne. Nice to meet you. Fine, and let's enjoy his night.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and that's just me. But confidence inside me were booming, especially after beating Woodhouse.
Yeah, damn right.
Can imagine.
I think I was 6-1 at the bookies. 6-1 to beat Woodhouse.
Serious?
I swear to God, mate. I didn't win any money, but all my pals, they actually stopped the betting. William Hill stopped the betting, put the betting.
Because there was that. Yeah, man. Yeah, that you have a massive following, don't you, Shayne? A huge following. Yeah. I mean, I've been lucky to be at Colmune while you fought, mate. I've been there, and it's absolutely unbelievable, mate. Yeah, the noise going for. I think the last time you fought Johnny Greaves when I was there, and it wasn't even. I don't think you'll mind me saying a massive occasion in your career yet. To see that level of support, mate, and to feel you could cut it. It was that thick with a knife, and to feel that, and I thought, you know what, this guy's got something about him. You could sell that place out on your own, mate. But another thing I want to touch on, Shayne, the psychological aspects, because people don't really talk about that. When you were fighting as a professional, your instant reflex after you were hit was to just come straight back at him. I mean, we could see that fire in you. Yeah. Now you're older, you're 32, you're wiser, you're coming back into the pro game. Are you going to adapt? Do you think that will still be an issue that will creep in, or do you think that you'll have control of that?
I'm hoping I've got control of it. I mean, Curtis, I've only been with him now, 3 weeks, and he's doing a cracking job of that, sparring you guys. And if he sees it a little bit, I don't feel I'm doing it. I feel I'm controlling it a little bit, and he's like, Jane, calm down. To me, I'm calm. You know what I mean? If I were any more calmer, I'd probably bloody fall over or something. You know what I mean? But in my own time, so I must be still showing little bits of it. Obviously, Curtis is new to me, and I'm new to Curtis, so he'll understand. I might look sharp, but my hands might not be clenched. I might just be working my shots and stuff like that. But then, am I going to be able to control it? I'd love to believe I can. I love to believe I'm wiser. Sparring, obviously, up in Sheffield last week, I got caught with a shot, and I didn't realise I'd done it until I heard John Doherty's corner say, "Told you he'd come forward when you caught him." So obviously, I must have been being come forward. Yeah.
Just natural.
Yeah. The thing that I heard him say that, because then I thought, well, do you know what? I'm not going to do that this time round. It must just be. It's just not that I'm seeing red, because a couple of times I've seen red in my fights and I've paid the price. Not that I'm seeing red, it's just must be a reaction, right? You hit me, I'm going to get you back. But this is what I need to take out of this situation, what I'm in now. This time, I've got to make changes. If I want to go on for win a British title, if I want to go on to win an English title, I'd have to make changes because you will only get away with it for so long. I got away with it for 20 fights, and I paid the price when I fought Sam Eggington. I got away with it for another 5 or 6 fights, and then I paid the price when I fought Bradley Skeet. You can't afford to make them mistakes at the high level. Get away with it at English title level. Get away with it at his international titles. Fair enough. It's therefore British boxing is boom. And I don't care what anybody says. You can fight for an IBF international title, and you're fighting no one as good as somebody in the top 10 at Britain. It's just simple as that.
True.
100%. 100%.
Let's hope that I do get control of that, and I have got control of that, and I'm hoping that I can this time round because I don't want to go back to where I've just been for the past 4 years.
Yeah.
I don't want that. And the reason I was there is because of that. So let's get this under control. Let's get this sorted, and let's just go in the fight, do what we've got to do. If it's not my time, it's not my time. Thank you. Brilliant for giving me the opportunity to come back, but my time's done. But I don't think it is. There's just something in here there. I'm feeling a little bit 20 odd years in boxing. I'm feeling something that I don't think I've felt before in my whole career. I've had highs, mate. I was in mandatory for British title, winning English titles, winning this, winning that, losing, winning. This is just a little bit something different. This is like
a new level of excitement and nerves.
And the buzz for it.
The people watching, they think, how's that the case when he's already had as many fights? But like I just explained, this is now new. But I've seen Shayne in the gym, and I mean, this is Shayne at the minute that's coming back after a long layoff. And believe me, mate, you see him in sparring, you see him in training, he's hard to lay a paw on, mate. He's hard to lay a paw on. His ability, honestly, mate, his ability is absolutely brilliant. He's unreal. So I can't wait, and I'm training alongside him, so I'm fucking lucky I get fucking front row watching him come back to his peak, because believe me, when he gets back there, it's going to be so good to see, mate. It's going to be so good to see when he gets back to that optimum fitness, optimum shape, and his head's in a great place, which already is. His head's in a great place, and his fitness, his body, his physicality, and his mindset are in unison, and they're both matching, both on par. It's going to be a beautiful thing to see, because I've seen the guy in the ring, I've seen him, and this is him at 20%, 10, 15%. And it's what people need to realize. It's true, isn't it, Shayne? And it's got, when we see him come back.
A million miles off. Let's just not forget, 4.5 years up now.
Yeah, it's a long time.
But probably 3 years of that, mate. I was just, I'll be honest, I was probably a waste of a man, to be honest with you. I went fat, I was 15.5 stone. I was
wow.
I was drinking, I just, life was just, I was just getting on with life. I was going to bed thinking, wow, what's happened?
What's going on? Yeah, I think we've all been there, brother. I think we've all been there.
And this is why I'm getting that buzz so much inside. Not because I've had a career for 20 odd years, because I've been out of the game. And now I pull myself together and I'm back in the game. So I've had a bit of both lifestyles now. I've never had another lifestyle until I was 28. From 8-year-old being in the gym to 28, in the gym. Let's have a little taste of the normal lifestyle for a few years. I had a taste of the normal lifestyle for a few years, and the normal lifestyle is not for me. I pull myself back in the gym and I'll fight till I'm 50 if I can.
Yeah, but the thing is, Shayne, I believe that you're the sort of guy. It's like Curtis. I think that you need to be around the sport, whether it's in a fighting capacity, a coaching capacity, whatever aspect it
definitely.
is. You seem in your element around in the gym when you're around the sport. I've seen you, mate. You're back from the gym. You're straight back doing them one-to-ones. You do it with a smile on your face. You do it. Yeah. You do it, and you love doing it, mate. So I think as long as you can have control of yourself, you get to know your own mind as you get older. But I think as long as you're around the sport in some capacity, you will be fine, my friend. And I think boxing will give you pearls. But yeah, mate, I can't wait. I look forward to seeing where we can go with it, mate.
100%. Do you know, like, obviously the levels of the competition that you fought at, Shayne, what the likes of Egerton, the likes of excuse me, Bradley Skeet, how on point do you, because everybody knows there's levels to this, but how you said you got away with it at English level. How big of a leap did you realize? Like, my God, like, wow, there's so much of a gap in difference from this level to that.
I'm glad you've said that to me. I'm really glad you've said that, because you can ask anybody that watched the fight. The difference in level was nothing really. The difference in level, I stepped up my game. This is the frustrating thing. I didn't go in and get battered off Eggington, and I didn't go in and get battered off Skeet. For some reason, both fights have gone off the internet. Can't find them. But let me just say this: I was beating Eggington and I was beating Skeet. They were, and I'm not just saying this now. Probably Bradley Skeet for the first 3 rounds were probably my easiest 3 rounds of professional boxing. I'll be brutally honest. I thought, no disrespect to him, he's a top fighter and he beat me, so fair play to him. But I'm telling you now, the first 3 rounds I thought, wow, this is a breeze. This is a breeze. I was pinging him, I was making him miss. And same with the Eggington fight. I mean, Eggington's just rough and tough and it's just a breeze. Another more loads of respect for him. You know, he beat me and that's that. But I was outskilling him. But this is up the level as in this is 12 round, 10, 12 round fight. This ain't for 4 rounds, this ain't for 6 rounds. This has got to be to sustain for the 12 rounds. Okay, I might have sustained it for 4 rounds. After them 4 rounds, I got caught with a shot there. I think it was 4th round with Ski. I think it might have been 4th or 5th with Eggington. Got caught with a shot. But I didn't messed up big time in the Eggington fight. Doing really well. Got caught with a big shot. Banged my gloves together. God only knows why I would even think of doing something like that. Banged my gloves together, down forward, bang, caught me with a big right hand. Down I went. Never were I shut up. Never were I knocked out. But I was just like, you could see me in one of them. I punched the floor like, why am I here? You know, and then it happened again, and obviously Carl pulled me out. But as back to the levels, what you were saying, like I said, I try to keep my feet on the ground, me, and I don't like talking too much. But our levels above Ski, let me tell you, Eggington, for the first 3 rounds, we're doing well, but Eggington had a plan. Eggington breaks people down, so I don't know what had gone on later on in that fight. But as for me and Bradley Skeet, our levels above Bradley Skeet for them first 3 rounds.
Bradley Skeet's obviously just returned to boxing as well, so could you say that as a fight down the line?
It would be nice. This is the other thing about the weight situation. I ain't going nowhere near
about that.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to attempt it. I'm comfortable at 13 stone. I'm in 13. Not bad shape. Well, I'm done now, to be honest. I'm actually, today I've weighed myself and I was 12 stone 9, and 12 stone 9 is the lightest I've been for 4.5 years since I fought Peter McDonough. I weighed in at 11 stone and I got in ring about 12 stone 9. I got in the ring, I think, when I fought Peter McDonough with rehydration and stuff. So today was a great day for me because I've been trying my hardest to get under 13 stone. I haven't made under 13 stone for obviously, like I said, for 4.5 years, and I've done it today. So it's another box ticked. I'm on the road.
See,
for anyone, sorry, Lee, mate. For anyone who doesn't know, Shayne, you did campaign at light welterweight and welterweight. Is that correct?
Right, welterweight, and light.
So you won't be campaigning at those weights now. So for the people watching, will you be campaigning at middle, super middle?
Middle. I'm going to go for middle.
Middle.
This is the other thing also. If my weight comes down nicely and I can get down to like a comfortable middle, which is 11.7, I might be happy to cut £7 to drop down to light middle, super welter. I might be happy to drop down to that as long as it suits me, not to suit him or to suit my career or to suit his. If it suits me, then I'll do it. If it doesn't suit me, I ain't doing it. And the reason why I killed myself so many times to make 10 stone 7 was because that's where my career was. That's where I was number 3 in Britain. That's where I was that close of a British title fight. And I killed myself. And I mean, like, people won't understand. Eggington fight, I did 18 pounds in 24 hours to fight Sam Eggington.
I've seen the picture, mate, of you before the
Yeah. I were a mess, you know. My dad had to take me up to Hull, and he would look, and I would passing me side of the car, like my kidneys were hurting. I would dry. I wanted to put water in my mouth and spit it out. And it, £18. I mean, I've had some bad weight cuts. That were on another level. That one, I felt a waste. I felt nothing. I was that weight drained. I couldn't even drink after I'd weighed in. It just gripped my stomach. Gripped my stomach, and so I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. I'd rather fight at 22 stone, to be quite honest with you.
See, you've got to be more comfortable now, obviously, because obviously with age, obviously our bodies sometimes slow down. They always slow down anyway. So obviously you've got to train smarter, not harder. Obviously, so is that the crucial part of you? That's why you're feeling good at that weight, what you're sitting at now?
Yeah, that's it. A bit, I mean, just to get under that 13 stone, I went up to about 15.5 stone when I were out, and I was just thinking and eating and, just having a bit of a depression in time. And then I got down to 13 stone 1. My life just went upside down. Family, my close family partner, and that, it didn't work out. It weren't working, and I thought I'm gonna have to sort myself out. And I got down to 13 stone 1, got it all back, got my family back, everything back. So everything's solid now. So that were another stepping stone for me. And now I'm under the 13.1, which way under it now. So it's like another stepping stone. Everything just seems to be getting better and better. It's
just
I'm
having a little domino effect.
Yeah, I'm just buzzed. I think obviously I could probably sit and dwell on something and say, oh, this is not right, or I feel this twinge, and they're not even entering my head. If I've got a twinge, I've got a bad ankle, my knees are hurting. I'm not interested. I'm buzzing, absolutely buzzing to be back in the gym, to be living this lifestyle, to
Laser
be
focus.
Spoonful of coconut oil, and I'm just happy, mate. I'm
good, mate. It's a good feeling when you get that diet right and you get that routine right and you're in a good place. It becomes easy, doesn't it? Boxing kind of becomes easy then. It's the battle outside the ring, I think, that becomes the hardest. A bit of a curveball here, Shayne. I thought if you remember this, but I must have got this right years ago, just that it shows the character of the man. Did you save a man from a burning vehicle, or was it a road incident?
Yeah. Well, that's some years ago, mate.
Didn't it? Do you care to tell us that story, mate? That's crazy. That a bit of a curveball, and I thought I didn't know if you remember yourself. It was a while ago.
Steve Bunn rung me up for an interview about that. God, that's some years ago now.
Wow.
Driving on the motorway by Burnley. I'm going to the amateur gym, Sandy Gate. I don't know if I just turned pro or whatever, but I was going to the Sandy Gate anyway. And I looked over on the opposite side of the motorway. There was a car that were on its roof. I thought, wow, fucking hell, there was nobody about, just a car on its roof. So I swung in on the opposite side of the motorway. Just, I don't know, crazy really, but yeah, I'm glad I did it. Jumped out of the car, crossed the motorway, over the central reservation, and across to the other side. Shoulder on the other side, yeah. And
what a guy, mate.
Managed to get the guy out before anyone turned up. I was thinking, is the car we're going to go up? You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly, mate.
He was stuck inside, so managed to pop belt off, boom, dragged him out. Yeah, I'd actually like to see how he.
Yeah, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. I bet that's just refreshed the memory in your head, because our memory banks, we sometimes push things to the back because a lot of things happen in between that time and now. But I got my journeyman's head on more, lad. I dug deep for that one. I pulled that curveball out. But yeah, mate, absolutely brilliant story. That unbelievable, my friend, unbelievable.
It was good.
What was obviously clearly that's super traumatic, but what was going through your head?
Sorry, I missed you then. Suck it, sir.
That's fine. I just said, obviously, that's very traumatic. Like, obviously, what you're seeing and what you're doing. What was going through your head when you seen it?
No idea, mate. I just thought the car was going to go up.
Instinct.
I honestly thought, I don't know whether I'd seen something on telly or I'd seen something happen previous that a car on its roof is bad news.
Yeah.
Whether it's, it could have been even more dangerous for the guy, me trying to get him out. We don't know what position they're in, but all I was thinking is if that car goes up, that guy's not going to be here, sort of thing. You know, like if I drag him out and he's got an injury, at least he's here and he might recover. Whatever happens, you know what I mean? He's still got a chance of recovering or whatever's gone on. But yeah, to be honest, I don't know. I didn't think, and I just thought of that. I just thought, well, it's going to go up. I just automatically thought we're going to go up. So yeah, chucked it on the hard shoulder. Straight across the motorway, over the central reservation.
Good man.
Like I was doing sprints for a fight.
Extra bit of training.
A similar accident happened in America. I don't know if you watch you'll clearly not have time to watch like YouTube podcasts and stuff like that from America. But Brendan Sharp, he used to fight in the UFC. He had a similar incident. He saved a woman and 3 kids, but it ended up that it was the ex-husband who did it to them. He crashed straight into it was like a big lorry, like a big vehicle, and yeah, he tried to like kill them all. I saved him. It was burning, but
What a guy, Brendan
Brendan Sharp, Shayne Singleton, true heroes. You true hero, proper hero. No, you are. I mean that. There's literally a man breathing now because of you.
Yeah,
sweet.
That's why I threw it in there, because I thought it just goes to show the profile of the man and also the courageous nature of the man. You know what I mean? It's unbelievable, unbelievable. Another one for you, Shayne. Who would you say, this is a question for both the avid fans watching, who would you say is the more, we'll start off with the heavyweights, who would you say is the most emerging, hottest property or hottest prospect domestically in the heavyweight division?
Throwing
On you there, Shayne, lad. Throwing it on you there, my friend. Do you know what? I'm going to take the lead here. Ricky Gorman.
Yeah, good shout.
Ricky Gorman, trained by Terry Spencer, managed by Kevin Marie, one of the best managers in the game. And I'm keeping an eye on that fella.
I'll be honest, I've not seen much of him because I'll be honest with you, Seamus, I've been out of boxing. You get what I'm saying?
You don't want to watch it when you're out, do you? Because it's like it's painful. It'd be like almost sticking a bit of fucking salt in the wound, wouldn't it, I suppose?
Yeah, you know, you could probably chuck 10 names at me and I couldn't tell you whether they're a footballer or they're a boxer. This is what I'm saying. My life, I took myself away from it. I lived a normal life, literally. Yeah, I went through a stage where me and Mrs. were going to boxing shows and we went and watched Anthony Joshua and Dillian White and Derek Chisora, the likes like that. But I just got into normal lifestyle, just the normal lifestyle, getting up, going to work.
Yeah.
Full English breakfast for my breakfast. I'm having a Mackey's for my dinner and going home, getting on sofa, monging on my phone and going to bed, pissing Mrs. off because I'm on my phone all the time.
But goodbye to Mackie D's now, Shayne, lad. No more Mackie D's, brother.
No. But that's life. That's normal life. You know, that's what normal man does. He'll go to pub, he'll have a drink with lads. Do you know what I mean? No, I weren't really a pub man, to be honest with you. It wasn't that I was like alcoholic, drinking every night in pubs. There were none of that. Do you know what I mean? I just went from my life. Probably, I'm saying I eat the bottom. My life's nowhere near the bottom. What I were in. Let's be honest. There's people in really bad positions. So I'm looking at my life from where I was to where I went, being that I felt like I was low. That was probably that low to me were probably a normal life for Jimmy or for Fred or for Bill. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
100%, mate. 100%.
I've been since I was 8. I've known nothing else but to train, to fight, and to feel good. To then not to feel good day to day, waking up, thinking out what am I doing, wanting to get back involved, but the reason to get back to the lifestyle that I was living. So it'd probably been the wrong, like I mentioned before, it'd probably been the wrong time to do it a couple of years ago, even though I wanted to, and every day I wanted to, and I was reminiscing, looking at pictures and videos and posting them on. I bet I had so many people deleting me off social media because I would just posting things. It would just something I could never ever let go of.
Yeah, they won't be able to comprehend it, mate. Like as a fighter, I could see where you were coming from there. Don't get me wrong, I never reached them heights that you reached. But did you find, Shayne, that the more comfortable you allowed yourself to get, the more uncomfortable your mind become? So that's what I feel, mate. So when I'm eating these things, for a couple of days, it might be a nice treat. But if I go past that line, if I just go past that line, do you know what I'm saying? And I know it, because when I wake up, there's a bit of negativity that's looming in my mind. And that's from the day before. And as a good friend said to me, Paul Stredder, shout out Paul Stredder, one hard man, bare knuckle fighter, said, when you wake up in the morning, make your bed, open that window and let it all out, son, and go on with your day and do something productive. And that's a sound bit of advice that he gave me, and it's spot on.
Of course.
100%. Do you want to ask him anything else, Lee, my friend?
I just want to, just honest, it was mint having you on. Like, I'm proper happy, like really happy, because you coming back into the game from where you were. Obviously, what is the goals for you now? Like, where do you want to be? Because
good question,
the level here that when I researched, obviously I researched, but I know your career. I've watched you many times. Do you know what I mean? Where do you want to be now? Because the likes, you're gonna have to be at a certain level. Like you can't.
from where he's come from, that's
yeah,
it. He's going to have
yeah,
to make, because anything else would be considered almost a backstep, wouldn't it?
yes,
You know,
that's what I'm trying to say.
and like I said, I've seen him in the gym, Lee, mate, and the lad's special. He's a talented lad. There's no two ways about it, mate. He's a really talented lad. But yeah, I'll let Shayne answer the question. What's your main goal, my friend? Where do you ultimately want to end up in this second stint as a professional?
This is another thing with me, you see, like you get lads out, I want a world title, I want a European title, I want this, I want that. Listen, I'm just buzzing to get my gloves back on and get back in that ring, mate, and have somebody punch me hard and me punch them hard. That's my goal. That's my goal. From now, we're still early into training. Do you know what I mean? I've been back in gym, 3 or 4 weeks. I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling good. Do you know what I mean? I'm 10 rounds bar bag today after sparring, non-stop, minute after minute after minute. I'm feeling good. It was tough. I'm feeling good. But my goal at this moment in time is to get them gloves on, get them wraps on, get them gloves on, and get in the ring and fight somebody that's there to win, and I'm there to win. That's my goal.
You're not putting that pressure on yourself. Sorry, mate. You're not putting that pressure on yourself of right, I need this title, I need that. You're just enjoying it again. And you're just going through the motions again, and you'll see it go. That's good, because you're not, if you put that added pressure on yourself and go, this is the goal, this is what I need and I must. And that's when, like he said himself earlier about it being a marathon, not a sprint. You know what I mean? You've got to learn to take your own advice in this game and to life lessons. But like I said, honestly, mate, unbelievable having you on, mate. We'll both go to the moon, mate, before we went live.
I'll tell you what I do want. I want. Really, if you want me to open up, like I said, get my gloves back on, get me in that ring. But what I do want is a title at middleweight. Because if I get a title at middleweight, listen, it doesn't matter to me whether it's a central area, it's British. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love that. But get me a title at middleweight. I'll have done a light welterweight titles, a couple, welterweight titles, a couple, light middleweight, super welterweight title. Let's imagine that 4-weight champion. After a comeback, after a layoff for 4 years, let's get back in. And
it's a great story.
It's a dream, mate. It's a dream. Yeah, it's a dream. I'm telling you, it'd be a fairy tale ending for me with that.
Of course it would be. I mean, because like I said, the levels where you were, like, and what Seamus is saying, you're at 10-15% and you're looking unbelievable. I can't wait to see you back in the ring. That's why I want to ask, like, where you wanted to be, like, because I'm really interested in where you can go, because like Seamus said at the start, you're more wiser, you're more smarter. You've personally said you don't know if you're going to react the way you used to react back in the day, but that's the exciting part. That's probably what that feeling is in your belly. Do you know what I mean? But
100%, mate.
Yeah, I'm just, honestly, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on, and it really has. Honestly, I wish you all the luck in the future. I really, 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 really do.
Thank you for having me on. Nice to meet you. I'd like to catch up, mate. Yeah, sound top guy.
Honestly, thank you very much. Really appreciate that.
Shall I sign off with that fun fact now, Lee?
The sign off with a fun fact, my friend.
Every show, me and Lee sign off with a fun fact followed by a question. So this one for today, for the real historians, this. Don't be Googling it or you're cheating yourself. Boxing dates back to the ancient Greeks, who first adopted it into their Olympic Games in 688 BC, right? That's a fun fact. Now, the question is, if anyone can tell me, who was the man who won that first Olympic Games? If anybody can tell me that without Googling it, we won't know, of course. But if anyone could tell me that, that's a serious, serious question, that. So, yes, sign up with that.
And that'll be a serious, serious fan. If he can answer that.
If he can answer that, mate. Obviously, I'm going to throw some curveballs in there, but there'll be avid fans watching as well. So, yeah, I'm throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Why not? Correct. But, yeah, honestly, lads, been great again. But, honestly, this has been the Fighter and the Geek. Shayne Singleton, thank you very much for coming on. We really appreciate it, my brother. Honestly, thank you.
Take care, lads. Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
Signing out.
Get out my